Good afternoon and welcome to 90 Minutes Live, which this afternoon comes to you from Watson Park. We're in Southern League, Division 1 Central, the meeting of Ware and Kempston Rovers. I'm Pete Hill, full live commentary coming up here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. And as always, sitting to my right-hand side, just as the teams come out, a very good afternoon to Simon Alamandy.
Yeah, good afternoon, Pete. Good afternoon, everyone. And as you say, back here at Watson Park in the Southern League. And hopefully a positive result for Ware, as well as our other teams this afternoon as well.
Well, of those other teams, Hertford going to Cirencester and Wellington City need some points, don't they? They're away at Tame United. News of those as this one continues. Both sets of players now out on the field. And as far as Ware goes, Simon, you just don't know what you're going to get, do you? I mean, the statistics tell us 54 goals in 11 games involving them so far this season. They're the third highest scorers in the division, but only Wellington City and Kempston have conceded less goals.
Yeah, I mean, it's the last few weeks I think tell the tale. A real mixed bag of results, and a positive result. Last week after what happened in their previous game, and as the boss walks past us in front of us. I'm sure he's hoping for more of last week and not the game before.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's take you through the lineup quickly. Fred Burbage in goal is unchanged from Leighton Town last week. Stefanos Giorgio makes his own debut at right back. David Soter at left back. Two centre-backs, Darian Furlong and Dan Rumans. In midfield, Mitch Hahn, Freddie Moncur and Jack Dreyer, and a front three which will have Joe Dearman on the right, Ramaya Mills through the middle and Liam Dawson on the left hand side. On the substitutes bench, Richard Ennin, Declan and Shea, Lewis Rose, Matt Walsh and Theo Afori. Our referee this afternoon is Joseph Karam, who works for the Hearts FA, comes from Cambridgeshire. But we can have 1 minute's applause here, and that 1 minute's applause is for Ware under 13 player Ronnie Wraith, who was struck by lightning playing at Seal School. Ronnie's a pupil at Chauncey School here in Ware. He's in an induced coma at Adam Brooks at the moment, but our prayers and our thoughts go to Ronnie and his family. There is a GoFundMe page which so far has raised £32,700 as of this morning. So we can have a round of applause here, hopefully, for young Ronnie, who was struck in such tragic circumstances at Seal School on the 2nd of October. And so he plays his football here for Ware's under 13 team. So when that applause starts, we will break and take part in it ourselves. The referee just checking both teams on the sides of the centre circle. This for Ronnie Wraith. Very nicely observed by players and crowd alike. And, notice that Sean's got rather a severe haircut than the Ware photographer down there.
Yeah. I saw him just as I was coming up to the stand here, and that is one of the most severe haircuts I've seen him with, and
there we go.
It's a summer haircut, isn't it?
It's sun is shining. Wouldn't believe it's second Saturday in October, and we're just about to get on the way with Kempston Rovers wearing yellow shirts and red shorts and red socks, kicking from right to left here at Watson Park. Southern League Division 1 Central action. We're in 8th place this morning. Kempston Rovers bottom of the pile without a win so far this season. Referee checks with both his assistants, and away we go here at Watson Park on a very sunny October Saturday. I'll take you through the Kempston lineup in fact I'll do it now with the ball going out of play on that far side. They've got George Whitehall in goal, Josh Francis, Ben Cameron, Laurie Lapido, Melvin Onu, Matthew Arezine, Tashan Griffin, Erin Amu, Errol Amu, Rio da Silva and Caleb Bolton is their starting lineup. They chose 3 changes from their last outing when they lost 2-1 at home to North Lee. Freddie Moncur in possession for Ware, gives it away. Joe Dearman has to chase, and the ball put back to the young goalkeeper George Whitehall, just 20, has been in Cambridge United's youth team. Now very much part of things at Kempston Rovers, who, as I was saying, had that terrible start to the season. On the bench for them, by the way, Conrad Holland, Alan Fleming, Ernest St George, you might remember that name, spent a little bit of time at Hertford, Charles Black and Taylor Baku George. So that's 2-team lineups. Kempston, who've played 5 away from home this season. They've won 1. That came on opening day in the FA Cup when they won 3-2 at Harleston. Despite having 2 players sent off on that particular afternoon. Didn't get any better than that though, and the manager James Hall went on the 19th of September after they'd lost 4-0 at Cirencester, and he's given duties over to Richard Keel at the moment, who's the Kempston manager. Darian Furlong in possession, deep for Ware, looks to spring Joe Dearman down this side, but well sorted out. Good tackle by Giorgio coming forward, but ball will go out of play, and left bank wears 3. 20-year-old Ben Cameron will take the throw in for Kempston Rovers. He's looking for the number 9, Errol Amu, who's played a bit of league football. He made 3 appearances for Luton in his younger days. As Ramiah Mills picks the ball up inside the centre circle, sends Liam Dawson scurrying down the left-hand side. Whitehall will come out and collect. So for us anyway, Simon, I mean, New York front 3 for Ware. Ramiah Mills through the middle, Liam Dawson and Ware, I think he prefers on that left-hand side, and Joe Dearman on this right-hand side.
Yeah, I mean, it's our first chance to see Ramiah Mills, and he's come in the last couple of weeks. Seems like he's done pretty well, so let's see what we can make of him.
Former Whitton Town player amongst his former clubs, and pick him out of that ginger hairdo of his. Physical presence there as well. Before he's still on the bench, then a little bit of speculation surrounding the fact he might be off to Harrow Borough, but can confirm that he's very much here, sitting behind Halsey on the bench this afternoon. Fred Burbidge will restart things from the edge of his area. 55th appearance in a Ware shirt for Fred this afternoon. Ball headed rather up in the air, and Cameron has to react. Joe Dearman's there making a nuisance of himself, and Mills can't keep it in. And so Kempston will get themselves a throw-in on this near side. I wonder where Kempston is, by the way. It's very close to Bedford. And then the half-time sequence here will be giving you some news on Kempston, and much to my amazement after last week, there's a link with the Muppets. I couldn't believe it either. All coming out at half-time. Good news for the Ware youth team as well. That's coming out at half-time. This ball is punted out of play by Darian Furlong. His brother scored for West Brom last week. This throw's going to be taken on this near side by Elvin Onu, former player from Buckingham Athletic, who seemed to supply a few of this Kempston Rovers squad. Onu, long throw forward. Not long by Darian Furlong standards, but we'll wait and see the first of those. Giorgio thumps it, and it goes straight to the back of Bolton, and Sota has given it away. Scrappy start to the game here. Good turn by Lapido. Lapido's ball, though, chested down by Stefanos Giorgio. He's going to come forward down this right-hand side. Plays a good ball on the halfway line for Liam Dawson. Liam Dawson, first chance to have a run. Liam Dawson still going. Liam Dawson's in the area, skips past one. And in the end, it took the intervention of Erin Amu to get the ball away for Kempston Rovers. Dan Ruman's back header will go all the way back to Freddie Burbidge, but certainly seems that could be, well, we always say with Liam Dawson playing on that left, but could be a good outlet down there, Simon.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we know what he's all about, and he'll be looking to to make a couple of runs down that wing, see what he can supply there, and hopefully either get a goal himself or get a couple of assists and go from there.
Josh Francis is the right back who's given away a free kick on that far side. He's had a bit of a torrid time already with Liam Dodson. Free kick is going to be taken by Mitch Hahn on that far side of the field. It's about 15-20 metres inside the Kempston half. Mitch will take it with the white boots. Good one coming into the far post as Dan Rumans comes in, and they did just about enough. It was Onu, I think, he did just about enough to put him off. Headed it over the top, but that was a decent opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, a great cross there from Mitch. He's floated it towards that far post, and Dan found himself a little bit of space, but as you say, little challenge, just enough to put him off and send the ball over the bar.
So the goalkeeper, George Whitehall, will take the goal kick. 16 goals they've conceded in just 5 away games of Kempston. And we told you about that stat we were in the build-up. 54 goals in just 11 games. Certainly the team to watch if you want to see goals go in. And we certainly hope they'll start a little bit more frequently going in at the right end and stop a little more frequently going in at the wrong end. It's Darian Furlong. Plays the ball back to Fred Burbidge. He was man of the match, of course, when they conceded 7 at Bedford. Furlong and Burbidge playing keep ball there. Just get the outlet is with Dan Romans on the left-hand side of the box. Long ball forward, looking again for the run of Dawson down the left-hand side. But Madhu Racine is another one, spent a little bit of time at Hartford. Manages to get it clear. Where I've got it back with Jack Dreyer. Dreyer's ball near side, looks a good one. Joe Dearman's in, right-hand side of the area here. Cameron's the defender. Joe has to turn back, shrugs him aside though, puts it across the box, and in the end, it's finally scuffed clear on that far side to Tashan Griffith, who's another player with a local connection. He spent time at Welwyn Garden City as Mitch Hahn gets it back. We're just beginning to insert a little bit of influence on this one. 7 minutes gone. 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Direct with Pete and Simon, as you'll find us every Saturday afternoon, bringing you Step 4 football involving Ware, Hertford Town and Welwyn Garden City. Fred Burbidge out to David Soter, just short of the halfway line. Griffith's got a boot in, which means Ware will have themselves a throw in. Reasonable crowd. I didn't know whether it would be today or not, but not a bad crowd in the house here at Watson on an afternoon where top 3 of the division aren't playing, and it's mainly all about the bottom of the table. And we hope that Welwyn Garden City can find themselves a little bit clear tonight so they can get a result at Tame. Up and under from Furlong under the head of Racine. Freddie Moncur will pounce on it on the edge of the halfway line. Joe Dearman gets across the box, but can't really get anything more than put it towards Onu, who thumps it forward, and Rio da Silva has beaten Mitch Hahn to it. Da Silva's in with a chance here. Rio da Silva, a heavy touch, takes him across the area, but Da Silva manages to get it back. Shot blocked, it'll break, and that's a great save by Freddie Burbidge, but linesman's flag up. It was Errol Amu who hit the shot, and Ware made very hard work of trying to get that away.
Yeah, obviously, great save from Fred, and something they need to keep an eye on. That quick break from there, and just a little bit of a scare for Ware.
First time we've seen Rio da Silva interesting character. He spent 4 seasons at Hitchings, so he's certainly played at a higher level than this. Fred Burbage restarts from the edge of his area. Goes Onu, no challenge on him. Giorgio heads it back inside the Kempston half, and in the end it's Slapid Ladipo who can't control it. And Ware will have a throw in. It'll be Stefanos Giorgio. Started his career, of course, here in the youth team. He's now back where it all started. Enfield Town and Haringey Borough on the way. Had a very good debut appearance last week, as Ramaya Mills can't pick up the ball, and it will go out for a throw-in on this right-hand side. You do get a feeling with Joe Dearman going down the right, with Giorgio coming in, Ramaya Mills, that Paul's just tinkering to get this squad where he wants it.
I think that's it, isn't it? I mean, we always know, early part of the season, you'll still see players coming in, players leaving, and as you say, it's just a case of tinkering with the squad and getting it as you want it.
He's one of the newcomers, Ramaya Mills, but he's giving it away, and somewhat fortuitously, it's got to said, Erin Amu managed to control it. It's going to be kept in on that far side by Josh Francis, former Marlow player, so he's played a bit at this level. But ball taken up now by Freddie Moncur inside the Kempston Rovers half. Goes back into his own half for Darian Furlong, who goes back to square one for Fred Burbage. You can tell the look on Paul Hall's face there. He just turned around. Well, he just said to Joe O'Brien, what is going on there? Oh, boss not happy with that. Haven't really picked the tempo up. Need to do that. As Furlong will come forward here. Clean sheet would be handy here as well. Haven't got one since the 19th of November 2022. And they beat Berkhamsted. They ended up winning the championship. On this near sideline, it's Kempston coming forward with Cameron. Has to turn away from 2 players and then robbed by Joe Dearman. Giorgio. And now here is a chance to Mills run down this right-hand side, show a bit of pace. Mills is in the area, pulls it across, and Liam Dawson can't get the touch as it went just a little bit behind it. Good pace by Ramaya Mills, but in the end, just not the setup for Liam Dawson.
No, I mean, a great run from Ramaya down this right-hand wing. As you say, he's cut it across for Liam, but Liam just found himself a little bit ahead of the ball, and first twinkling of an opportunity for Ware.
There's Jack Dreyer for Mitch Hahn, playing that shielding in front of the back 4 role. Giorgio inside the centre circle, playing inverted fullback as he goes into midfield. For Freddie Moncur is Liam Dawson. Dawson, thumped the shot. Not quite sure, it would have been 1 of 3 that game off. Here's Giorgio again inside the centre circle. Dearman's available on this near side. Shrugs aside the challenge from Ladipo. Giorgio, ball forward, looking to release Joe Dearman. Cameron just volleys it, and Onu anywhere will do. Onto the head of Dan Romans. Racine will let it further towards the halfway line. Mitch Hahn brings it down on his chest and then tries to send Liam Dawson going on that left-hand side. Francis is the defender. Dawson against Francis, and ball went out of play, I think, at the end. It's going to be a throw-in to Kempston Rovers. Matthew Racine in possession of the ball. And he scored 3 goals before half-time, Kempston. Conceded 7 in the league. Is David Soter. Can't pick out Freddie Moncur. And back the other way will come Kempston Rovers. There's a lot of space on this left-hand side here for Caleb Bolton. But, don't pick him out. They pick out Amu. And was that handball against Jack Brown? Referee says no. And Dawson tries to swing it on this near side for Dearman, but Cameron was reading that all day long. And here is Caleb Bolton, wearing number 11, playing on the left-hand side. Plays the ball inside for his skipper, De Silva. We'll find Cameron again. It's Rio De Silva into the centre circle for Matthew Racine. Big centre defender comes back. Here's a shot coming in, and it's probably worth a try for Rio De Silva. We've seen a couple fly in from further than that, but Fred Burbage quite happy to watch it go over his crossbar.
Yeah, I mean, he's found himself a little bit of space there, hasn't he? So, I mean, I can understand why he's taken that shot, but Fred had it covered if it was on target, but it has just gone over the bar.
Well, Wilson Burnell and James Kolowski are the two players who hold the record with us this season for scoring very close to the halfway line. Once again, Mills doesn't go up and challenge, which gives Racine the easy job to head the ball away. It's punted forward by Erin Amu, and in the end, flag goes up, and Kempston Rovers will have themselves a free kick. 15 in here at Watson Park, Ware 0, Kempston Rovers 0 on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct, our sponsors. And a little bit low-key at the moment. Even Joe O'Brien's not shouting, so it is a little bit low-key as far as Ware are concerned. As Griffith's long one, he's looking for Onu, who's all over the top of Dan Rumans, and puts the ball out and for a goal kick. I think he's hurt himself a bit there, the big central defender. May well need a little bit of attention. But is he going to be all right? Yes, he is going to be all right. Just a heavy fall, and Fred Burbage will restart the game for Ware, who 8th placers home this morning, and can put themselves up there with they've got games in hand on Kings Langley and North Leigh in the top 5, 3 points out of a playoff position at the moment, as Cameron gets it clear to the halfway line. That's a nice little flick by Bolton, but Darian Furlong reads it, puts the ball out for a throw in. I think Joe O'Brien must have heard me. He's shouting now. It's much better to see. Throw's going to be taken on this near side by the number 5, Melvin Onu. Onu's ball, he gets it back from Bolton. It might be a handball off of Freddie Moncur, and it is. So Kempston have a free kick here. And the sign of the free kick, Matthew Racine, the big number 6, comes up from the back. It's going to be taken by Rio da Silva. Where have only got Liam Bolson forward, but Ramiah Mills is now going forward to join him. Kempston have got 3 back. So da Silva will take the free kick on this near side. We've got 3 players on the park that have scored this season. Da Silva is not one of them. It's where I've got a 2-man wall. Giorgio and Joe Dearman are in the way. And they're all lined up, as you would imagine, on the far part of that area, and none of them can get near that. Poor delivery by da Silva, headed out easily by Jack Dreyer on that far side. Onu will take the throw in, though. He's going to leave it. In fact, he's going to leave it to Josh Francis, the number 2. Francis midway inside the Ware half to the edge of the area where it's easily headed out by Freddie Moncur. Jack Dreyer's beaten in the air. The ball rebounds off his boot in the end, and Moncur tries to find Joe Dearman. Nice cushioned header. Here comes Giorgio. A little bit of pace down this right-hand side from the right back. Mills is pointing where he wants it. Giorgio couldn't supply it. And in the end, Cameron had the chance to get it away for Kempston, and does. Throw in the Ware on this near side. They've looked good in patches, but need to put those patches together. But I guess that's the story of the season so far for Paul Halsey and his side. They have looked good in patches, but at times they've looked anything but as well. Mitch Hahn, first chance for a long throw. Just a little bit shy of parallel to the 18-yard box. Here it goes, up go the heads, everybody missed it, and in the end it rebounds, I think, off Matthew Racine to give Ware their first corner, which Mitch will take on this near side of the field. Needless to say that Rumans and Furlong are up from the bank. Ramiah Mills adds a little bit of aerial presence in there as well, as the corner comes in from Mitch Hahn, and the header. Once again, it's Dan Rumans who gets there first, and once again he was falling rather, gets under the ball, and it goes over the top.
Yeah, I mean, a great cross there from Mitch from the corner, and it's a positive thing. Dan's getting on the on the end of those headers, but unfortunately couldn't guide it into the goal.
So nothing doing so far here. 19 minutes gone. Reminder our other two teams, Hertford at Cirencester and Welwyn Garden City at Tame. And 2 games at the bottom of the table, which Kempston and us from a Welwyn Garden City perspective be interested in as well. Waltham Abbey against Hadley and AFC Dunstable against Aylesbury United. At the other end, meanwhile, Ramaya Mills is battling and the ball comes off an outstretched arm when he looked to have it under control. Kempston take it off from where the handball was, to be fair, but threaded out on this near side and given away to Giorgio. Giorgio, nice bit of skill, goes down under challenge, clutching his knee, and looked like a free kick to me against Ladipo, who pulls the ball across Rio de Silva. Still a chance here for Kempston. Stefanos Giorgio is back up. The cross bounces off of Darian Furlong, and in the end it goes over the top for a corner. Fred Burbidge didn't know where it was. And Ware a little bit lucky there.
Yeah, I think that's just misguided Fred a little bit with the rebound that he took, and thankfully for him, it's gone over the bar for a Kempston corner.
Corner's going to be taken on that far side. It's going to be Rio de Silva, is it, or is it going to be? It's actually going to be taken on this near side. It's one of those that I thought it went over the other side of the crossbar, but the referee has said it's going to be this side. So Rio de Silva is going to take it once more. Ware have got 2 forward. This time it's Joe Dearman and Liam Dawson, which means Ramaya Mills is back doing marking duty. As the corner will come across, go to the far post, well headed out by Darian Furlong. As far as Freddie Moncur's concerned, puts it down the left touchline where Liam Dawson is. Liam's on the halfway line, needs a bit of help. Finds it from David Soto midway inside his own half. Finds Jack Dreyer, and Jack's ball will bring in Darian Furlong. Once again, though, not much momentum for Ware. Could pick up a bit here, though, as the ball comes off the head of Josh Francis and goes out to give Ware their second corner of the afternoon. And you just get the feeling they need to pep it up a little bit, Simon.
Yeah, I mean, the game's not really got going, has it? There has been a couple of chances for either side, but there's been nothing to test either goalkeeper really so far.
Well, let's see if we get something here. Mitch Harn's got the corner on that far side of the field. Only Rio de Silva forward for Kempston Rovers. Referee's just having a little bit of a word in the penalty spot, and just having a look over to his assistant. I don't quite know. I think he needs something to keep an eye on. In fact, there's a player down here. That's Matthew Racine, who was just getting a little bit of attention from the Kempston bench. He's back with us, and the referee's saying go off. So I think that's what it's all about here. Racine got some attention on the field, it looked like, from the bench. The referee thought he'd left the field. If he'd left the field, I'm not quite sure, because the referee's going to make him go off here, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, he didn't actually step off the field of play. He's just come over. I think he might have had a little bit of blood, and he's just come over to wipe his mouth and wash his hands a little bit with some water from the Kempston bench. But I mean, if you are getting a little bit of treatment, whether it is just a little bit of water to, like I say, rinse your hands or something like that, then really, I guess the referee's absolutely right.
Well, it's going to be a controversial one from a Kempston point of view if something happens here, because he's their tallest defender. So he's very much a man that you will want on the corner. Mitch Harm will take the corner from the far side. Another good one floated in. The header comes in, this time from Darian Furlong. And once more, like the brace from Dan Romans, he just got a little bit under it, was going backwards, and once more over the top.
Yeah, another one, another good cross. At least we're getting on the end of these crosses and creating some chances. So hopefully it's a sign of better things to come for the rest of the game.
Matthew Racine he's about to rejoin us. There's a big debate going on with the referee's assistant here, and there's little doubt that Richard Keel's not impressed with the decision of the referee. So we'll wait for the game to restart. Racine will come back on the halfway line, and Kempston will be back to a full complement. Darian Furlong heads it forward. Dawson can't get hold of it. Joseph in front of him. Freddie Moncur's ball is a good one. Joe Dearman going down the right hand side there. on the edge of the box. Cameron is the defender. Joe gets the cross. That's a good cross. Jack Dreyer can't get onto it. And it's cleared by the Kempston defence. Good cross from Joe Dearman down this right-hand side. Chance perhaps for the visitors to break forward here with Rio De Silva. De Silva tries to go outside Giorgio. Giorgio does well though. And Ware get themselves the throw in, which will be taken long by Darian Furlong, looking for Ramiah Mills, but Mills couldn't get onto it, and it's put out of play by Onu. Where we'll have a throw in. It's going to be midway inside the Kempston Rovers half, but that means very little when you've got Darian Furlong coming up to take it. So Furlong will propel this one near the penalty area, will he? Or he's going to fool everybody by taking a short one, though. So Furlong with the throw towards the edge of that area, and Racine, unchallenged, will just hit it with his thigh, and one bounce it goes out of play to be fielded by a young boy in the crowd who finds Mitch Hahn. So one long throw to another. Darian Furlong goes into the box along with Dan Rumans and Ramiah Mills. Jack Dreyer there, Liam Dalston on the far post as well. Here comes the throw in, it bounces around and it's scuffed clear in the end by Rio De Silva, and that gives Tashan Griffiths something to run at down that left hand side. 2 against 2 for a minute. Ware have got players back now though, and Griffiths has to go all the way back to the halfway line, and Francis didn't really make the most of that opportunity, did Kempston, as the ball goes out of play and over the fence on that far side. Where I've got action on Tuesday in the Hart Senior Cup where they visit Harpenden. Little doubt, I think, that Paul Wolsey will shuffle the pack for that one before a very important visit to Cirencester next Saturday, before the following Saturday. Be an interesting game. Stopfold will be here. At the moment, anyway, it's Kempston Rovers. And at the moment, it's Ware that are struggling to impose themselves on the bottom team in the division, as De Silva and Giorgio battle with it. Giorgio does well again. It's a good battle between those two. Giorgio's ball tries to release Ramiah Mills down this right-hand side, but just miscued it, did the right fullback. And the ball will go out of play. Referee is showing a yellow card to Laurie Ladapo, presumably for something he said. Booking for the number 4. So I'm not quite sure. I'm assuming that's something he said.
Well, I presume so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see anything else that would result in a yellow card for him. So as you say, I can only presume it's for some sort of comment he's made on the field.
Well, I think he after the Matthew Racine incident, I think he was in the referee's ear, and I think maybe the referee might have had enough. As game restarts, Stefanos Giorgio plays the ball inside the centre circle for Freddie Moncur. Searches out Liam Dawson on that far side. Looked bright in the opening exchanges, did Liam. So he's coming forward now. Plays the ball inside for Moncur, but once again Ware don't get it right. And it's Ladapo who finds Cameron on this near side. It appears someone's put the PA on here. I don't know what that's all about. But Ladapo on this near side will bring in Rio De Silva. He is offside. So the linesman's flag will go on. And, hello. Yeah, the card's going to come out again here from the referee. This time it's shown in the direction of Rio De Silva.
And again, it appears it's something he said. He wasn't impressed with the referee's decision with the ball going out of play. And he's obviously said something, and the referee's not impressed with that, and he's gone into the book. So, I mean, that's the thing. Now the players from both teams will now know they need to watch what they're saying, because otherwise it's going to end up with them going in the book. Absolutely,
and discipline's a bit of a problem for the Walnut boys as well. I've had 3 players red-carded already this season, albeit 2 of them were in the same game. So Mills goes up, beaten to it by Cameron. Up in the air by Giorgio. Bolton heads it a little bit further forward to Aral Amo. Can't control it. Freddie Moncur does well. Finds Mitch Hahn. Near side is Joe Dearman on that right-hand touchline. Another good cross coming in is Liam Dawson. And he only needs one chance like that to put Ware in front. 29 minutes gone, 8th of the season already, 8 in 8 for Liam Dawson, and Ware finally at the front.
Well, I mean, these crosses have been causing problems for Kempston, haven't they? I mean, that one wasn't floated in, that one along the ground, and Liam running in, he's just managed to tap it into the net. And as you say, you can't give those sort of chances to Liam, can you? Because you know, 99 times out of 100, it's going to end up with the ball in the back of the net.
Well, we'll be giving you the 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf Golden Boot at half-time. I can tell you, Liam's going to be occurring in it now after that goal. That's 8 in the season for him. That was a little bit unfair to him, actually. I said 8 in 8. It's 8 in 7 and 30 minutes to be precise. So very much happy he was at coming back here, coming back where he considers home. And he's doing the job for Ware on that left-hand side. Should ease the nerves a little bit. He's going to give Kempston a little bit to think about, because they've only scored 5 league goals all season, and certainly in the second half of games they've only managed 2 and conceded 11. So as far as we're concerned, double figures in the first half of games now. That's 10 scored and 11 conceded, and also their 27th goal of the season already. But Dan Romans is forced into evasive action, put the ball out on that far side. Errol Amu was the attacker, and Kempston will have themselves corner kick, perhaps a chance to get back in the game. Rio de Silva's pushing his luck here, because he's already been booked, and he's having another go at referee Joseph Karam. So, he'd do well to just take the corner and forget about everything else, or it could get worse for the bottom club before half-time. Trail there by 1-0. Liam Dawson, the goal scorer for Ware, just a couple of moments ago. But chance for Kempston here as all. Well, Racine thumps Darian Furlong to the ground. The referee didn't see it, and Dan Romans gets it clear. The two are still wrestling on the edge of the area. This time Racine goes down on the challenge from Furlong, who just walks away with his head held high, and referee didn't quite know what to do with it, I think. Racine's ended up the injured party, but first challenge on Darian Furlong, I think, was certainly a free kick.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as you say, a bit of an altercation between the two, and Racine's he's the one that kind of started it all, and he's come off the worst party, so to speak. And as you say, Darian Furlong just walked away. And I mean, I'm surprised the referee's not even spoke to either of them, really.
Yeah, it was Darian's body language was quite superb. Just had his head in the air. Yeah, I'm not having any of that. And just walked away. There is Racine at the other end, heads the ball down. Freddie Moncur can't control it, and Dashan Griffiths has got it just shy of the halfway line. He can only pick out Dan Romans, though, who will find David Sota. Sota down the line for the goal scorer, Liam Dawson. Sota again picks out Jack Dreyer. Jack Dreyer's ball is a good one, finds Liam Dawson down that left-hand side. Josh Francis is the defender, and Francis does a decent job in the end. Racine gets it clear, though, only as far as Freddie Moncur. Second one before half-time, and you feel that will put this game to bed. But Dan Romans will find Darian Furlong midway inside his own half, the number 5, who really, I've got to say, for me has been Ware's player of the season so far. Not seen him put a foot wrong in the games that he's played. Dan Romans, the skipper, who finds Freddie Moncur, and Moncur will bring in Darian Furlong. Paul Wolsey and Joe O'Brien both shouting on the edge of the technical area. Freddie Moncur's ball's a poor one. Ladipo picks it up. Chance perhaps here for Bolton. Turns inside one, finds his skipper again. On this near side, Rio de Silva's going to fancy a run against Stefanos Georgiou, who just gets a boot in and gives Kempston a throw in, which I think the big number 5, Melvin Onu will take, or he won't actually. They took it quickly before Onu could arrive, and then gave the ball away. So I don't know, it's just one of those. It's the kind of things that happens at teams at the bottom of the table, isn't it? I mean, they've had 2 bookings for talking to the referees, and then you get occasions like that where they're on completely different wavelengths.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously someone's obviously said to him, right, you go up and take the throw, and not communicated it to the player that had the ball, and it's just as I say, just a little lack of communication between the players, and that's what you need, especially if you're in a position that they're in, and, at the bottom of the table, and 1-0 down already in this game.
Long throw forward by Darren Furlong. It's going to be headed up in the air by Racine, further on by Cameron, but only as far as Mitch Hahn. Mitch Hahn tries to find Liam Dawson on the far side, but Francis gets an up in the air clearance. On this near side now, Bolton could be making a break forward. That's frustrating for Caleb Bolton, the number 11. Plenty of space, but his control was pretty awful as it bounced off his knee and went out for a throw-in on this near side. Sunshine at Watson Park, second Saturday in October. You wouldn't believe it. The shorts almost came out, but I think 3 times this season would have been too much for the audience. So discretion is the better part of valour, as they say, as the ball finds its way all the way back to George Whitehall in the goal. To be fair, he hasn't had a lot to do apart from pick the ball out of the back of the net. And Liam Dawson's effort, long ball forward. Sota's their first head of Tashan Griffiths, finds Freddie Moncur. Mitch Hahn will bring in David Sota. Sota ball forward, but can't find Ramiah Mills, and the challenge on Jack Drale with Racine was a little bit over the top there. And he's saying he went for the ball, but Jack certainly felt it. I think he's going to get up and be okay. Once again, referee not having the word. I don't know, after what happened with Darian Furlong, just a word in the ear would have been a bit appropriate there.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he set his precedence, didn't he, with the 2 yellow cards earlier for what the players were saying. But some of these challenges, and the set 2 we had between the 2 players earlier, and I think the referee sometimes needs to make that sort of like compromise and think about what they're doing.
Here's Liam Dawson, left-hand side. Ladipo's the defender. Last touch came off Liam, and it goes behind for a goal kick, despite his protestations. Referee got that one right. We're 8 minutes from the break here at Watson Park. It's Southern League Division 1 Central Football, as we will follow our division all season. Easy for us when all 3 teams are in the same division. 2 of them are going to meet next Saturday. Tell you about that half-time as well, as Mitch Hahn manages to win a throw off Tashan Griffith on that far side of the field. Mitch will take it, looking for Mills, but Racine's in the way once again. Ware will advance about 10 yards up the touchline with David Sota on that far side. He seems to have nailed that left-back berth for himself, former Potters Bar player. Very steady. Throw forwards. Mills can't get hold of it. Jack Dreyer does, though. Here's Ramiah Mills, back from Mitch Hahn. Comes on this near side, midway inside the Kempston half for Giorgio. His ball for the dangerous Joe Dearman. Dearman, this time onto the low left foot. That is a good cross, but Whitehall comes to collect before Mills and Dawson can get there. But that's what Joe Dearman can give you. He can. He's playing on the right-hand side here, but he's equally adept off both feet.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, great little ball that he's put in there. Curls it towards the 6-yard box, and I'm sure the keeper was happy to see it come into his arms.
Long ball forward by David Sota, offside against Ramiah Mills. But, talking about David Sota nailing their fullback position, I think Joe Dearman's at the moment doing that with the right-sided attacking position, but he's also a player that doesn't shirk from his defensive duties as well. Will come back, and you can see it could be a good little partnership with Stefanos Georgiou down this right-hand side. Fred Burbage will take the free kick from deep into his own half. To come for Kempston, one difficult fixture certainly away at Leighton, and then they get a week off and don't play to the 28th of this month when they entertain Tame United at home. As the ball will break on this near side, and Onu, well, safety first. If your car's in the goal bar, you might worry about that one because it's gone in that direction. Might have landed on the running track.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I think it might be on the athletics field somewhere towards that one.
As we digging that one out of the long jump pit, as Mitch Hahn will take the throw in for Ware. 6 minutes before half time. So far, so good. Slight a few more goals though. Ware lead here by a goal to nil, scored by who else but Liam Dawson. Here comes the throw in from Mitch. Dan Romans again gets under it, and there's the hat trick of headers over the top from the skipper.
Yeah, I mean, another chance for him there. He's just jumped a little bit too early, I think, and ball's gone over the bar. But once again, that's something that Kempston are going to need to watch for this game. Creating those chances from these crosses either side.
Well, Dan doesn't score many. He's already got his goal this season. But fancy another one. Ball breaks on that far side. David Soter gets his head there, manages to get the ball to Mitch Hahn, who's brought down by Griffiths. Referee has nothing doing, and in the end Kempston come away with the ball, but it's robbed by Joe Dearman. He can't control it. Scrappy bash to the play as Bolton brings it down on this near side. He's beaten by Stefanos Giorgio, and why that is a foul and the one on the far side wasn't, I have absolutely no idea.
No, absolutely not. And as people can hear, the crowd don't agree with that either. I really don't know how the referees worked that out to be a foul and a free kick for Kempston.
Well, Mitch Hahn hit the deck on the far side with almost an identical challenge. But free kick, Rio da Silva will take that kick, going to the far post. Good header by Dan Rumans under challenge from Racine. Puts the ball out for a throw-in to Kempston Rovers. Half-time sequence coming up. We tell you about Kempston, Golden Boot, men's and ladies, where we'll be next week, and various other things as well. As Liam Dawson tries to keep the ball in play on that far side, can't do so. And Kempston will get a throw in. Still doesn't seem to be a lot of urgency in their play. It's been a terrible start to the season for them, and just don't give you the idea of a team that are going to come from behind very easily. Having said that, Racine's cross goes flashing over the Ware 6-yard box and then goes out of play. It's got a touch on its way as Kempston have got a throw in. Going to end the half in Ware territory, by the look of it. Cameron's up and under. It's going to take one bounce. Fred Burbage is going to look at it and wait for the young boys behind the goal to do the fielding and give him the ball back. So I was saying, Ware's last clean sheet at home, 19th of November 2022. That was here against Berkhamsted. Having said that, of course, they do score in almost every game at home. Last time they didn't score here, the 11th of February this year, and that's the only time this calendar year they haven't scored at home. And that was in the 1-0 defeat against Didcot, who of course then beat them 1-0 in the playoff final. Mills goes up. Racine has been pretty solid in the air, and so's Dan Rumans. Returns it with a bit of interest. Aerial volleyball ends with the ball threaded out on that far side, but we're losing possession. David Soter gets it back though, but Liam Dawson comes short to the halfway line, which gives George Whitehall in his grey goalkeeping jersey with black sleeves the chance to bowl it out to Melvin Onu. Onu's ball, looking for Bolton on this near side. Giorgio had read that all day long and heads the ball back. And once again, talk about discipline. How many times have they been caught offside on those long balls?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a couple of them from areas where they really shouldn't have been offside as well. It's just simple stuff like that, Pete. Like you say, it's something they really need to work on, and it's mistakes that they really shouldn't be making.
Well, there's young players in the team, but there's some experienced boys in there as well. As if they haven't got players who haven't played at this level. Long kick by Fred Burbage, far side, brought down by Liam Dawson. Got David Soter on the overlap, chooses Jack Dreyer, who tries to find Soter. His pass wasn't a good one, but the ball will go out, and there will be a throw-in to Ware. It's going to be taken short by Liam Dawson. Gets it back on Freddie Moncur. Liam's ball into the area, looking for Ramaya Mills, but before it could reach him, It was Onu who headed it out for Ware's third corner of the afternoon. Far side. We're into the last minute of the half here at Watson Park. So far so good. We're leading by a goal to nil. Goal scored 29 minutes in from top scorer Liam Dawson. Mitch Hahn takes corner short to Freddie Moncur. Freddie will find Mitch with a better angle. Gets the ball across the box. Header goes, just wide by Joe Dearman. Not sure he got a touch to it. But goalkeeper was struggling. And any form of real contact, and that would have been in.
Yeah, I mean, it's another ball into the box that's causing their defensive problems, isn't it? And hopefully in the second half, Ware can take advantage of that and stretch the lead even further.
Half-time team goal, it's going to be interesting from Ballsy because I don't think he's going to be happy, despite the fact his side have gone in. Looks like with a one-goal advantage because they haven't banked up the pace in this game the way we know they can and produced also what we know they can. And I think he'll be telling that to his players at half-time. Throw-in to be taken on the far side by Josh Francis. Right, fullback gets it back on the halfway line, plays it forward to Erin Aru. Amu going down the line, he's there with David Soter. All he can do is stop it going out though. And Soter's long ball forward sets Ramaya Mills running forward with Racine, who just puts the ball out for a throw in to Ware. It's about 15-20 yards inside the Kempston Rovers half. Neither of the long throw exponents look interesting, which means David Soter is actually going to take the throw in for Ware. We played 1.5 minutes over the top by referee Joseph Karam. And Soter will take the throw. Not a bad one either. It was for Liam Dawson. Ball headed out once again. And that's going to be the end of play here in the first half at Watson Park. Applause from the home crowd because the half-time score is Ware 1, Kempston Rovers 0.
Yeah, I mean, a positive result for Ware at half-time. I think, as you said, Paul won't be entirely happy with going into half-time with just a 1-0 lead, but there's plenty to take from it for this Ware side. They're causing them problems with those balls into the box, and Kempston haven't really troubled Fred in the Ware goal. So let's see what Paul says to them at half-time and see how they come out and if things change with the way they play in the second half.
Well, we know the way they can play, and I think my view of it, they've hardly got out of second gear here. Maybe third gear for the goal, but there's plenty to change up to in the second half. No doubt about that. We'll bring you that live here, of course, on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. Many thanks to those people that contact us during the week, by the way. Nice to see everybody on the social media channels, Instagram, X, artist formerly known as Twitter, Facebook as well. We're there. We're on TikTok. We're everywhere. So if you want to chat with us about football, then please do have a look at the social media channels. Thanks to Kempston as well. Sent us a nice message on Instagram for us letting them know that today's fixture was going to be our live commentary game. If you're listening in the Bedfordshire area, a very warm welcome to you. A lot of people from Bedford listening last week when they were at Welling Garden City. So we always know we've got friends in Bedfordshire. And let's tell you a little bit about Kempston then. The opponents here at Wadson Park. Kempston was the home of the Kempston Barracks, which was built in 1876, used as a convalescent home during World War II, and has now been redeveloped and turned into a housing estate. Now, the area is known for walnuts. That's hence why the nickname of Kempston Rovers is the Walnut Boys, and it's all down to Walter Harter, who had a walnut orchard of 365 walnut trees in Kempston, and he used to send his walnuts to London, where they were sold at Roman Road and Petticoat markets with big signs saying fresh Kempston walnuts. So if you wanted walnuts in those days, you got them from Kempston. Now also in Kempston you've got Addison Howard Park, which has got some really nice trees in it, and it was named after Lieutenant Addison James Howard, who was sadly killed in the First World War at the Battle of the Somme. And there's a trail there taking around 29 different trees, including a walnut tree, which were planted in honour of Walter Harter. So Walter's name and the walnuts live on in Kempston. A few famous people that were from Kempston: soft machine bassist Roy Babington, if you're into your 1970s prog rock, and the late comedian John Sessions was also from Kempston. But the most famous resident of Kempston is the one you're waiting for, aren't you? It's Frances Latham. She was born in 1610 in Kempston, but she then emigrated to Rhode Island in the United States, and she started a family tree that is quite amazing, because it went on to include 25 US state governors and deputy governors, Edgar Allan Poe, and wait for this, Marilyn Monroe, Lucille Ball, Karen Carpenter, and would you believe, Jim Henson, who is the man who created the Muppets. She was a great relative of Jim Henson. Hence, our Muppets connection this week comes courtesy of Frances Latham.
Joe, I don't know how you do it, Pete. I really don't know how you found that. Is absolutely fantastic. And I mean, I know obviously we'll say about the upcoming commentaries for the next week, but I've got a feeling I know what you're going to be looking up and trying to find some sort of link to.
I think that I'm not going to give you too many clues actually, but on Tuesday night there's going to be a bit of Britpop. I can tell you that. I wouldn't leave it at that.
I can guess what one it is.
I think you know. Okay, let's have a look at the Golden Boot for all our players in the 90 minutes live in association with Easy Shelf region. Top at the moment are Evan Mabona of Hatfield Town and Jamie Marshall of Hertford Heath. Both got 11 goals. Tied on 10 are Charlie Yearwood of AFC Welling and Kamari Collington of Hatfield Town. And then on 8 goals are Kendall Giamphy of AFC Welling and, as of the 29th minute, Liam Dawson of Ware. On 7 goals is Louis Debnan of Westmill and 7 Harry Watson of Buntingford. So that's the male Golden Boot. I wonder if you give us the scores and then we'll have a look at the female game, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. So half-time fixtures in the Southern League. Aylesbury United are 2-0 up away to AFC Dunstable. Barton Rovers, they've got a home game against Stotfold, and Stotfold are 1-0 ahead. Hertford Town, they're visiting Cirencester, as we said earlier, and Cirencester going to half-time with a 1-0 lead. And it's good news for Welwyn Garden City. They are 1-0 ahead against Tame United. Brad Watkins with the goal there. In the FA Trophies, I'll just look up the last game. In the FA Trophy, third qualifying round, Biggleswade Wade are away to Harborough Town, and that is 0-0 at half-time. Leighton Town, they visit Boldmere St Michael's, and Leighton are 1-0 up in that game. And not such good news for Kidlington, as they are away to Basingstoke, and they are 3-0 down at half-time. In that other game that I said about in the Southern League, Waltham Abbey are 2-0 up against Hadley. So let's move on to women's football. And before I bring you the Golden Boot, I want to bring you news from the FA Cup, because there was a couple of FA Cup games last week. Watson Ladies beat Clapton Ladies 3-2. Georgia Ganaway, Christina O'Connell and Philippa Stevens with the goals there. And they've next got a home game in the next round against Luton Ladies. And the next round takes place on the 22nd of this month. So if you can, get down here at Watson Park and cheer them on. And Hertford women, they had an away game to Frontiers over in Harlow. They won 6-4. Kaylee Clark with a hat-trick, Tess Simons, Georgia Elmer Rhodes and Charlie Mills with the goals. And their next game is away to Fakenham Town. And also, Pete, in the Eastern Region Eastern Region Women's Football League Southern Division. It's the big derby tomorrow. It is Wadson Park against Hertford Town here at Wadson Park. So that's going to be a 2 o'clock kickoff. So if you can get along down to support either Hertford or Wadson Park or both, or just get along to watch a game of football. So that will be an interesting game and one for us to keep an eye on. Both had decent starts in the league so far, so they'll be looking to improve on those. With the Golden Boot, Christina O'Connell, she still leads the way from Watson Park Ladies with 5. And there is a whole host of players on 3 goals. Sophie Vale and Philippa Stevens, both from Watson Park Ladies with 3. We've got Georgia Elmer Rhodes and Kaylee Clark from Hertford Town with 3. Anne Jenkins from Bannerford Town. Katie Deeprose and Jessica Duff, both from Bury Rangers Women, also on 3. So it's there was no league games last week. There was a couple of walkover wins. I know Hartham United ladies, they had a walkover win, so no fixtures there, and they'll get started again tomorrow. So hopefully things will start to tighten up, and we won't have half a dozen players on 3 goals all to mention.
Yeah, it's going to be a good day of football down here tomorrow then, because Ware's under-18 team have got a game kicking off at 10 o'clock against Billericay, and we're talking Ware's under-18 team. Superb result for them last night in the FA Youth Cup second qualifying round. Well, they beat May and Baker by 6-0. Game played at Averley. And not only did they win 6-0, but there's 6 separate goal scorers as well. So Gabrielle Chaps, Jamie Ford, Tom Gay, Jake Collins, Frankie Sanford and Max Drayton were on target for the under-18s. Their next engagement in the FA Youth Cup will be away at Barnet. They'll play that game at the Hive. Not quite sure when, but let's now watch out on our social medias and we'll let you know. And of course, if they win that one, third qualifying round, they'll be through to the first round proper of the FA Youth Cup, which is quite an achievement. Sadly, Hertford youth team bowed out last night. They were 1-0 up against St Panteleimon with a game played at Haringey Borough. They ended up losing by 3-1. But Ware get through the first round. That's a real achievement.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be fantastic for them. And we know Hertford. They done well a couple of years ago in this competition. I was surprised to see them go out last night, but fantastic result for the Ware youngsters, and I'm sure they'll be looking forward to a trip to the Hive, a place you know well, Pete, and we wish them luck for the next round. Yeah,
I've been there once or twice, and also it's good that some of them have already figured on the bench, or in Gabrielle Chaps' case in the first team as well, so things look bright. Where are Beaton Simon going to be this time next Saturday? Well, I'll tell you before that, I will be at Barton Rovers on Tuesday, which is Barton Rovers against Hertford. So Barton just the other side of Hitchin, know it fairly well. I think there was quite a good car park, seem to remember as well. So
I believe there was, yes.
Like a ground with a good car park. So I'll be there live from 7:40 on Tuesday. Then this time next Saturday,
if I remember rightly, with the Barton Rovers, there was a great big speaker behind the commentary position as well, wasn't there? So do watch out for that.
Yeah, I remember that. We had this kind of strange desk up one end of the stand, didn't we? I seem to remember it. It was a pretty horrible visit as well, it's got to be said, because I remember we're going in front then losing in the last minute. So, but anyway, I should be there on Tuesday night. This time next week, well, it's for us anyway, 90 minutes live local derby time. And in terms of geography, it's local derby time as well, because there's 4 miles between Welwyn Garden City and Hertford?
The A414 derby, I believe they call it, don't they? So, we'll be there next Saturday at the Peckhurst Stadium for Welwyn Garden City versus Hertford. So another one to look forward to.
Yeah, look forward to that. Will be a good afternoon. We're talking of players of the season, by the way. I mentioned Darian Furlong for Ware, but Brad Watkins, who's got another one for Welwyn Garden City, played really well last week as well. He's certainly putting himself up for that honour to the Beggarshurst at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he got man of the match from from the Ware chairman, from the Welling chairman last week, and which I think was fully deserved. And he's started to get in on the action, and I know Mark Weatherstone he's expecting that sort of thing from him, and he's expecting more goals to come from him.
Well, I'm sure there will be as the players rejoin us. Subwatch will tell us there's 1, 2, 3, 4 Ware subs out there. Not quite sure who's the missing one. Declan's out there, Theo's out there, Matt Walsh is out there. I think it's Lewis Rose, isn't it, who's the one that's not out there, and he's probably in the dressing room, so assisting with the coaching. So I don't think that really means there's going to be a change. And as I say that, the entire complement of Ware players have come out on the pitch anyway. So not going to be a change for the second half. They lead here by 1-0, scored by Liam Dalton after 29 minutes of the match. Can safely take you through, I think, the Ware lineup. Fred Burbage in goal, starting at left back, David Sota right back, a home debut for Stefanos Georgiou, who's looked very solid so far. Darian Furlong and Dan Rumens, who skippers the side of the central defenders. 2 central midfielders in Freddie Moncur and Mitch Hahn. Jack Dreyer playing just in front of them, and then a 3-man front line which has Liam Dalton on the left, Joe Dearman on the right, and Ramiah Mills down the middle. Substitutes: Richard Ennin, Declan and Shea, Lewis Rose, Matt Walsh and Theo Afori. As far as Kempston Rovers are concerned, George White are all in goal. Josh Francis and Ben Cameron are the 2 fullbacks. 2 central defenders, Matthew Racine and Melvin Onu. Laurie Lapidu, Aaron Amu are the midfield duo. And then we've got Rio de Silva, who's hanging about behind Errol Amu, who's playing up front, with Tashen Griffith on the right and Caleb Bolton on the left. That's the 2 lineups. Our referee is Joseph Graham, who's produced 2 yellow cards so far. See what he does in the second half. We're going to be kicking from right to left here, leading by 0-0, and could do some goals. I mean, the goal difference was neutral this morning. It's now +1. Well, they could do a few more in the second half against the team who started this morning in 19th place at the bottom of the table. And the news that Aylesbury United are winning and Hadley are losing, things may not get any better either for Kempston, as away we go in the second half here at Watson Park. Long ball forward onto the head of Josh Francis. David Sota will pick it up on the halfway line and find Dan Rumens for Darian Furlong. Furlong, left to right, searching out. Liam Dawson brings it down beautifully. Dawson's away here, left-hand side, pulls it across the box, but Whitehall grabs it out of the air before Ramiah Mills and Jack Dreyer can get near it. But may just be me thinking, but I think Paul Halsey, and what I was saying before half-time, we need a little bit more pace, and injected it immediately there. Yeah,
I think so. I think he's given the players a bit of an ear bashing, and they've come out and they want to prove their worth, so they'll show him what they can do.
Mitch Hahn showing what he could do there, but unfortunately it was bringing Aaron Amu down. And so Kempston Rovers have got themselves a free kick. It's going to be the number 10, Rio de Silva, who's involved in most of the dead ball action for them, who's going to take it. Only Ramiah Mills forward for Ware. 2 back for Kempston Rovers. Cameron is jogging towards the area. Decent looking kick coming in, and Dan Rumens had to deal with it. And then the Andy heads it behind for a corner, which the Silva will once again take on this near side, changing the guard up front for Ware with Joe Dearman and Liam Dawson going, and Mills coming back to do a little bit of defending. Corner comes across, like a good looking corner, but Ware managed to get it clear, and a referee's whistle that takes the fact there was a high boot in there. I think Dan Rumens was on the end of it, and rather worryingly Darian Furlong's just taking a while to get up from inside the 6-yard box. He's been in the wars a bit this season, as we've already seen, so he just jogs away and leaves the ball to Fred Burbage. Fred in the lime green goalkeeping kit, as he wears regularly. Long kick forward. Francis gets there ahead of Liam Dawson. Plays the ball back to his skipper. Another ball on the halfway line, which Mitch Hahn will grab a hold of and find Darian Furlong, far side of the field to Stefanos Georgiou. The ball with Ramaya Mills, who turns well. Here's Stefanos Georgiou. Georgiou going into the area, pulls it across the box. Good defending in the end. Apologies for the lack of sound there. Bit of a technical hitch involving a set of headphones, a boom and a microphone clip, which seems to have a little bit of a life of its own at the moment. We will, as always, continue as we do here on 90 Minutes Live. That's a bit better, isn't it? This corner comes across on this near side for Kempston Rovers. Freddie Moncur can't get to the ball. Erin Aru gets there first. Joe Dearman's doing the defending on that far side. He's got himself a bit isolated down there as the number 8, trying to keep the ball in play. Dearman then digs it out, goes down. Here is Aru again, gets it across the box, but it's thumped clear by Dan Rumans. And Maya Mills manages to get away from Ladipo. Plays the ball inside for Mitch Hahn. Liam Dawson trying to stay on side and does so. Can he keep the ball in play? He can. Here's Liam Dawson. Moves inside Francis. Dawson still going. Gets a shove from Francis. Still Dawson. Finds it for Joe Dearman, who tees up the shot and just a little enthusiastic from there.
Yeah. I mean, he's obviously seen the opportunity and created a little bit of space for the shot, but nowhere near the target, unfortunately, for him.
So we're still leading by a 1-0 here. Goal scored after 29 minutes by Liam Dawson. But could do with a bit of insurance. 1-goal lead's always a bit dangerous. And certainly this Ware side have blown on goal this season. They really want to get themselves further in front. Ball's on the halfway line as Tashan Griffiths lets it go. It was put down the line looking for Errol Amu, but couldn't get to him. Mills goes up, beaten in the air by Racine. The ball lands inside the centre circle. Georgiou heads it to the right, just goes onto the halfway line, and Joe Dearman has to backtrack and bring in Darian Furlong. 5 minutes gone, second half here. Beaten Simon on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct Limited, bringing you football from Ware, Hertford and Welwyn Garden City throughout the season, and various other away venues as well. Where I've got a throw in here. This one is parallel to the edge of the 18-yard box, so I'm a little bit surprised that Stefanos Georgiou is going over there, but he's only going to field it better than Mitch Hahn. Takes it quickly to the right back. Here's Georgiou, goes round his man Bolton. Georgiou's in the area, bowls it back, down Romans! Over the top of the crossbar, and rather like the head as he was leaning backwards, and he goes over the top.
Yeah, I mean, Dan could have had at least a couple of goals today, couldn't he? I mean, that's 4 good chances he's had, and I'm sure he'd have loved to just put one of those away.
I fancied that opportunity, no doubt about that, but in the end it came to nothing. Substitution being made here early in the second period for Kempston Rovers. It's going to be the 15 who's going to come on, and that is Ernest Ngorgi, 20-year-old who played football at Crawley Green. I think we remember him, a couple of games for Hertford Town. So He's on. Bolton is the player who's gone off. It's not going to change things much because Ngorgi's gone down the left-hand side, and that's where Caleb Bolton was. So the ball is with the goalkeeper, George Whitehall. The goal away to our left-hand side. It's going to restart, and Gorgie's gone on that left-hand side, so as Darian Furlong heads the ball back. Again, we're into the aerial tennis. Furlong goes up to Silva, sends Ngorge scurrying down that left-hand side. Giorgio's always favourite, keeps the ball in, but Ware can't get hold of it. The Silva's quickest to react. Here is Ernest Ngorge. As well, gets the ball off of Joe Dearman, wins a throw in for his side. Over on that far side of the field. Pensive crowd here, I think. I think they're happy with the 1-goal advantage, but like us, they could do with the second one and then start enjoying the afternoon a bit more. Joe Dearman goes down, didn't enjoy that. Challenge and push in the back from Errol Amo. And so Ware will have themselves a free kick. Bit of a brains trust going on inside the technical area with Joe O'Brien, Kevin Coon and Paul Halsey. Ramiah Mills is being called over. He's going to have to be careful because what we saw in the first half, the referee will make him go off if he has a drink here because he's got to be consistent. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean that's the one thing that we would expect from the referees, and he is coming over. See what he's saying. He is having some sort of word with him from a distance, and I think he's told him exactly the same thing. So no, he's not. No, he is.
No, he is saying.
I don't know.
I was going to say, otherwise, I think Rio de Silva was poised there, wasn't he?
Well, I mean that's absolutely right from the referee. So well done to him for keeping that consistency up.
Well, it's been consistent there, but he's been heavily inconsistent when it comes to challenges. It's got to be said. Back inside the Kempston half, Cameron can only put it up in the air. Freddie Moncur's beaten to it. Mitch Harlan's given it away though. Errol Amo shows good footwork for a big fella. Finds him Ngorge on that far side of the field, who threads it through, but no one had continued the run. He's having a blast at the referee now. Everybody's having a go at him. But, Fred Burbage has it. 10 minutes. Second and a half gone here at Watson Park. Hertford were a goal down at half-time. Welling Garden City, thanks to Brad Watkins, were a goal up. So, 2 in front, 1 behind at the moment in 90 minutes land. There's a ball with Tashan Griffiths finds Ladipo's ball forward off to the chest of De Silva, and Mitch Harm will get it back for Ware. Got it rather caught under his feet, but did well in the end to find Joe Dearman midway inside the Kempston half. Got support from Giorgio if he needs it. That's where he goes. Stephanos Giorgio midway inside the Kempston half. Onto the right foot. Low cross, which is hit out fairly easily by Onu, but only to his corresponding number 5, Darian Furlong. Giorgio goes for a run along the touchline. Challenge comes in from Ernest and George. And Ware will have themselves a throw in. This time it's Darian Furlong who fancies it. And I think we know what we're going to see here as Dan Romans is coming up the bank. He's been a constant threat, but throw taken, looking for Ramiah Mills and thumped clear by Francis on the volley. Back in by David Soter, but one bounce will take it back to the goalkeeper, George Whitehall. Whitehall looking for movement and bowls the ball out, comes outside his area. Right-footed downfield, looking for Errol Amo, who's beaten to it easily by Dan Romans, but the ball will go out in front of the Kempston dugout for a throw-in. Tashan Griffith will leave it to Josh Francis, the right fullback. Griffith's used to it, haven't you, team? He can play right fullback or right side midfield as he is this afternoon. He's got his work cut out there. He gets a shove in the back from Liam Dawson, and Kempston get themselves a free kick, which Paul Halsey is shouting his corner. Well, it might just as well be, because it's right by the corner quadrant. And once more, we've got Uno and Aracene who've come from the back, and Liam Dawson is forward as far as Ware are concerned. Everybody else in the area to defend De Silva's corner that goes all the way across everybody and breaks out for Joe Dearman to come forward. Niels is motoring just inside him. Liam Dawson's there as well, tries to find Ramaya Mills, but over hits it, and rather like Ware's afternoon, another chance goes begging. Near side is Ngorge, who come over to this right hand side. Francis Ladipo, far side for Cameron. Still plenty of possession for the visitors, haven't done a lot with it. Could do this side. Tashan Griffiths has swapped over that far side, trying to make life difficult for Darian Furlong, but he just lets the ball run out of play and go for a goal kick. Two wingers will swap over now, and Ngorge is going to go over the other side, and Tashan Griffith will come on this side. Kempston's last away win, by the way, was on the 5th of February, and that was at FC Romania, and they won 2-0. Away win in the league, that is. Did win at Harleston in the FA Cup on opening Saturday, of course. Here's Darian Furlong, the edge of his area for Mitch Hines. Got plenty of room to move into. Brings in Freddie Moncur. Monkur's long ball far side, searching out Joe Dearman. Cameron's in the way. And Ware will get themselves a throw in, just a little way in to the Kempston Rovers half. Giorgio Lover Mills off the head of Uno and over for a throw in, which is going to be taken on that far side by Darian Furlong, who's just strolling up. And will exercise those arms again as Dan Rumans makes his way into the box to provide some more aerial presence for Ware. So Darian's throw is going to land on the edge of the 6-yard box, because that's where everybody is, and does. Up goes Dan Rumans, misses it, but in the end he was adjudged to have pushed Ngorge in the back, and it will be a free kick to Kempston. 40 minutes gone here at Watson Park on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct. Wherever you're listening to us, whatever country or whatever part of the United Kingdom, welcome along. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're enjoying the coverage. Long kick forward by George Whitehall. Header looks for Ammo on that far side. Once again, Furlong reacts best, and Ammo gives him a full body slam on top of him. And in the end, I think he's given a corner. It's Saturday afternoon. Ken Walton didn't still do the wrestling, does he? Don't show my age, but that was almost a full body slam there, wasn't it?
I think it was, yeah. I mean, the referee's given a corner, as you say, but yeah, another dubious decision, I think.
De Silva's going to take the corner, where he got two forwards. De Silva's corner, highest one so far, goes to the back stick, headed back in, but Fred Burbage does well to collect the ball. Where player goes down a bit of a heap. I think it's Mitch Harmon might get a blow in the face. It was aimed at Melvin Onu, but here's Mitch Harmon. He's tough enough, been around long enough. He just has a little bit of smile at Freddie Burbage and gets up and gets on with it. So Fred's going to restart, bowls the ball out to the edge of his area. Plenty forward everywhere. Jack Dreyer's in advanced position, so is Freddie Moncur. Down this line, looking for Liam Dawson. He can't get there. Francis does, and Ware will get a throw in. And it's going to be Mitch Hahn who's going to take this one. I think Darian's still feeling the pinfall and submission that happened before the corner. So it's going to be Mitch Hahn who will take this one for Ware. Romans is up again from the back. Ramaya Mills in there. Jack Dreyer. Joe Dearman on the far post. Throw goes to the near post. It meets Kempston ahead and is volleyed out of play on this near side by Tashan Griffith. And Theo Wafori is about to join us. He's stripped off and ready to go. Mitch Hahn brings in Liam Dawson. Dawson back to Freddie Moncur. Monker's ball is a loose one, and Stefano Studio did well to read that, because Ware could have been in trouble had he not done so. So Theo coming on, an interesting decision. Who's going to go off? Not quite sure. Possibly Ramaya Mills. Just Dalton through the middle. We'll see. But, here's Rio De Silva. De Silva going cross field. Shows too much of it to Joe Dearman, who comes away with the ball. Here's Dawson. Dawson evades Francis, finds Dearman, but Dearman is beaten to it by Racine. Where have got it back though with Mitch Hart midway inside his own half. Ramaya Mills has peeled over to the right hand side, collects the ball. Cameron against him. Here's Mills. Mills trying to go round Cameron. Mills he's got it across the bar. Shot in by Liam Dawson. 2-0 Ware. And when it came, it was easy as you like. Ramaya Mills provided the opportunity, and Liam Dalton's got 2 on the afternoon and 9 for the season, and that's the one Ware wanted. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, I mean, lovely work there from Ramaya Mills, and Liam manages to squeeze it into the net for the second goal of the game for him and for Ware, and they take a 2-0 lead, and we're just about to make a substitution, Pete.
Yeah, I think it's Joe Dearman who's going to come off, and Theo Afori is going to come on.
Goals and goals!
So, Liam Dawson, of course, that's 5 in a week. Well, a hat-trick at Leighton Town. The Dawson fan club is in front of us.
I've got a feeling I'll have Liam coming up and asking me a couple of questions after the game, I think.
Yep. I think those questions are going to be, did you get those two? But, excellently finished by Ware's number 11, Joe Dearman comes off to a good round of applause from the Watson Park crowd. Theo Afori comes on. No change in bat, and Theo just slot in right hand side of the attacking 3. And Kempston really have got some work to do. Stefanos Georgiou robs and Georgiou and starts coming in the opposite direction. He's over the halfway line. He's impressed me this afternoon. First time I've seen him. Curse to the commentator as that happens as he runs the ball out of play, but he's got defensive head on him, but he's not shy coming forward either.
No, absolutely. I think, as you say, it's the first time that we've seen him since he rejoined the club, and absolutely, I think he's performed really well today, and you can see what Paul likes him. He does like these. He does love these fullbacks that can get forward, doesn't he? So another great addition, another great fight for Paul.
Yeah, thinking of Ware right back side, he's got a touch of the Finley Titmarsh about him for me. That sort of player. Throwing down by Darren Furlong, looking for Mills. Freddie Monker will try and beat the ball up in midfield. He's beaten to it by Racine. Here's Theo's first touch. Inside the centre circle, sends it all the way back to Fred Burbidge. Fred's long kick forward, looking for Liam Dawson on the hat-trick number 2 for the week. I'd be asking of Steve King. Last time a Ware player scored 2 hat-tricks in a week. But I'm sure he'll be able to tell us. And Gorgay does well though, turns outside Giorgio. This time plays it to Arel Amo, but David Sota does well to rob him of the ball, brings in Liam Dawson down the left hand side. Here he goes with the pink boots. Dawson looking to go outside Francis. Free kick. And then here, what the supporters in front of me think about it. But referee not interested in a yellow card, but Ware are going to get themselves a free kick, which will be taken on this near side by Mitch Hahn. And Liam Dawson really has given Francis a bit of a headache down this left-hand side. Mitch will take it just a little bit in from the sideline. And once again, Ruman's up from the back. Theo Afori making a run to the edge of the area. Mitch's cross is a decent one, but headed up in the air by Racine. And hasn't missed a lot in the air, and this time he crunches into Dan Rumans. Theo Afori's got it though, right-hand side of the area, pulls it back across, but finds Ono in the way, and Ware have got themselves a corner. Dan Rumans just having a little bit of a word with the referee once again. And, another one of those situations which certainly looked a surefire free kick. But,
I mean, it's been a bit curious, hasn't it? Some of the decisions the refs made. We said about the players coming off for treatment, which he's dealt with there. When the players have spoke to him and said words out of turn, he's made a decision there.
Corner comes across, and I think it's Rossini who went down, and no Ware player able to get near it.
Yeah, but I mean, some of these challenges, he's made dubious decisions there. So I think a bit of a mixed reaction from the referee's decisions today. I think.
Yeah, a bit of a worrying sign. Darian Furlong, who went down earlier in the half, clutching looks like possibly his right ankle, his right knee. He's going to need a little bit of treatment. Lewis Rose is on the bench, of course, so he would be a like-for-like replacement. But we've seen that Darian doesn't really want to go off, does he? I mean, he's had treatment in nearly every game we've seen it. I was amazed how he survived the 90 minutes in the East Arts derby against Hertford, and he was in trouble again. I know the game you missed away at Chelmsford as well. He had all sorts of treatment, but he's a tough lad.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's one of these guys that no matter if his legs half hanging off, he'll still want to be out there for the full game, wouldn't he? And full credit to him. It's it shows that that he cares, and he wants to help guide the team to the 3 points in for the whole 90 minutes.
He's gingerly limping off. But, no sign of a sub coming on, or was he just going across to inquire? I think how his centre half is doing, and just saying to Mitch Hahn, will you fill in there while he's off the pitch? So Mitch Hahn's going to fill in as a substitute centre back. But I think Darian's going to come back on. Lewis Rose is doing a few exercises, as is Declan and Shea as well. But Darian's coming towards our halfway line, so I think the signs are good. Little smile and a thumbs up from Joe O'Brien, so we'll be seeing him again in a moment. Long kick forward, Mitch Hahn heads the ball to Theo Ofori, brings it down nicely on his chest. Under challenge from Cameron, plays the ball back to Giorgio, who then thumps it out of play on that far side, which gives Darian a chance to come back on. Still a little bit gingerly in his run, but in fact it took a deflection, so it's a throw into Ware. Stefanos Giorgio will take it off the head of Ryan Mills, and in the end all Racine can do is put it out of play for a throw in to Ware. Coasting really here. It's got to be Fred Burbage only had one save to make, and before he made that save the offside flag was up, so hasn't really had any work to do, the goalkeeper, as Cameron volleys it midway inside his own half, helped on to Aralamu, and Silva's ball, a long one forward. Fred Burbage will let it bounce twice away from Erinamu. Goalkeeper goes down and collects it quite comfortably. Ware do go on to win this. It'll be 13 points out of 7 games, and a goal difference of +2. Long kick forward by Fred Burbage, looking for Theo Ofori, who takes it down nicely on his chest, shoved aside in the end though by Onu, but he can only put the ball out of play for a throw in away. Mitch Hahn, I think, will take this one. Darian is still, looks like he's struggling a bit out there. Kevin Cooney, in fact, has got the ball, which shows that he's going to be coming off. Darian Furlong and Lewis Rose will be coming on, but not before Mitch Hahn has taken this throw in from that far side. Mitch's throw in, rebounds off the head of Melvin Onu, who then takes a bit of a nasty tumble to number 5, and might need a little bit of treatment. That's going to give Ware the time to make the substitution. Here comes Lewis Rose.
Take your Rolex off, mate.
And Darian Furlong will be a player who's coming off. Lewis Rose comes on for Ware appearance 211 when he gets out onto the pitch. I don't think Darian still didn't want to come off, did he? You had a look at it. You know what, me?
He didn't know what side to go off. He did start walking towards the far side, and then he turned around and he's come off this near side near the main stand.
Well, he's going to get a round of applause, I'm sure. Darian Furlong, let's hope that's only a temporary problem. And he'll be back out now. Doubt that he'll be rest on Tuesday night against Harpenden. I'm sure he'll be back out next Saturday at Cirencester. Lewis Rose goes up then for the corner. Takes the captain's armband from Dan Rumans. Mitch Hahn, who's worn it this season as well, of course, will take the corner on that far side. Mitch's corner driven in, and Dan Rumans going in, and it's headed out finally by Racine as far as Liam Dawson. Left-hand edge of the area, Liam's crossing a good one, goalkeeper does well to punch it out to the edge of the area under challenge. Cameron goes down, and it's going to be a free kick to the Walnut boys, who are about to make a change of their own here. The player coming on wearing 17 is Taylor Backo George, the 25-year-old, and it's going to be the right fullback Josh Francis who is going to come off. I think it's going to mean Tashan Griffith will go back and play the fullback role, and Backo George, who's an attacking player, will play on this right-hand side, and looks like exactly what they've done. So, goalkeeper right hold the ball. Long kick forward, looking for the substitute immediately, beaten in the air by David Salter, brought down by Ladapo, and Aralamu has a chance to turn against Dan Rumans, but Dan keeps his eye on the ball, and Mitch Hahn will look to feed Freddie Moncur, who is brought down by Erin Amu, and it's going to be a free kick to Ware. Mitch felt that a little bit. Erin Amu's a bit lucky, really, after the full body slam and various other things, and he hadn't seen a guard, but it is a referee who's given 2 guards for what the players have said, but as Simon said in the first half, he's not been too observant at times on what the players have done. Here's Freddie Burbage taking the kick. Theo Afori is right out on that right hand touchline. Fred will take it with the trusty left boot and looks for Theo. Cameron's got to watch it and does, but can only head it out of play on that far side of the field. 29 minutes gone, second half here at Watson Park. Pete and Simon on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf Direct, and we're leading comfortably here by 2-0. Giorgio's cross has the goalkeeper coming out and collecting it before Liam Dawson can have a sniff of the second hat-trick in a week. Whitehall, I was saying, was youth player at Cambridge United, played for Sudbury as well. As first choice these days at Kempston Rovers. Kick goes out and will be a throw in Ware, which David Soto will take for Ware. Soto is to be having lessons from Darian Furlong and Mitch Hahn as far as long throws are concerned. Freddie Moncur will try and find Ramiah Mills, but Cameron just about got enough on it and diverts it in the opposite direction. Is Freddie Moncur again. It's under challenge from Ernest and Gorgay, and will go all the way back to Fred Burbage, who has to hurry a little bit. Puts it on the halfway line. Good flick on by Jack Dreyer. Theo Afori, though, is just shrugged aside by Onu, and on this near side is Backo George, the substitute. But Pedo is sent to the ground by Jack Dreyer, and in the end the referee blows a whistle. No, surely not. He's going to give Mitch Hahn a yellow card here. Wow. That's sorry, that was me biting my tongue.
When you see some of these other challenges, what's gone on in the game, you know, other things that have happened, I don't know how he's come to that decision. And that, the mind boggles.
There was very, very little in that. Mitch has certainly been on the receiving end of 2 or 3 that were far worse than that. But he got the last laugh because he's managed to chest the free kick away. Jack Drale will put it forward for Ramaya Mills. Chance to move forward here for Theo Elfori down the right-hand side. Liam Dawson's in the area. Can Theo get it across? Goes round one, can't go round the second. And in the end, it all comes to nothing. And Matthew Racine's got a problem inside that 6-yard box, which is going to require a little bit of treatment, I think. And Theo, well, should have played it sooner, shouldn't he, I think?
Yeah. I mean, he had the opportunity, didn't he, to put that ball across into the box a little bit earlier, but unfortunately didn't. You know, great little run that he put on there, and but unfortunately couldn't complete the finish. Final
substitution by Richard Keel is about to be made. Charles Black is about to come on, former Arlesey and Biggleswade United player. But, not before their concern over their central defender Matthew Racine is seen to on that far side of the field. Racine, I think, is up and all right. And still the bench says, well, what's happening here? Is it me coming off? Is it him? Well, you just don't like to see that with teams, do you? I mean, there's got to have organisation here. And there's I've got to say, sorry if you're a Kempston supporter and you're listening, but there is very little organisation out there on the pitch. Finally, there seems to be something going on. Captain's armband is being given to Erin Amu. And Gorgay's gone out on that far side, and it looks like the substitution is actually going to be Laurie Ladapo, who's gone off, and Racine is back into full fitness. So Charles Black will go in the midfield where Ladapo was, and Kempston have used all their 3 substitutes. Here's one of Ware's, Lewis Rose, as he heads it forward. Erin Amu will find that Silver has been pretty quiet so far in this second half. Sends Ngorgi go in, and the cross straight into the arms of Fred Burbidge, who I think is probably grateful for having something to do.
Yeah. I mean, he's had no action since that chance that was offside in the first half, has he? It's been a very quiet afternoon for Fred.
Well, Fred puts it downfield. Over Liam Dawson controls it well away from Tashan Griffith. Dawson plays it to his left. Freddie Moncur. Here's David Soto across the box. Oh, nobody there. As Theo Forey will try and keep it in, and does he? No, he doesn't. Good grass from David Soto. It needed someone taking a chance on that far post, and they would have had a real shoe in there. But wasn't to be. And Kempston, well, still live on. They've got 11 minutes here to get 2 goals back if they're going to spoil Ware's day and lift themselves off the bottom of Southern League Division 1 Central. Oh, Giorgio Ryder Cup slice, that was, as David Soto gets it under control, comes off the substitute Black's chest and lands for Freddie Moncur, but Dawson's given it away. And Erin Amu will play it all the way back to the goalkeeper Whitehall, who produces the longest kick of the afternoon that takes 1 bounce and straight into the arms of Fred Burbidge. So Matt Walsh has just been going for a little bit of a warm-up. You see that light shining on the board down there. I don't know if that's Kevin Goon turning it on or off, but could be we're about to make another change as Fred Burbidge will kick the ball, drop kick it downfield with the left boot, looking for Liam Dawson. 11 minutes plus time added on to secure his second hat-trick of the week. Here's Ngorge. Ngorge does well. So he's given Giorgio a couple of problems as Ernest Ngorge, and he picks out Rio de Silva. Silva's cross ball is easy meat again for Fred Burbidge before it can get anywhere near the substitute Baco George. So Fred taking his time.
You said about him having nothing to do. I think in these last couple of minutes he's touched the ball more times than he did in the first half.
Kicks the ball out, Liam Dawson can't collect it, and he's going to be a substitution made by Ware, and he's indeed Matt Walsh is going to come on for Ramaya Mills. Not before They've come forward here with Stefanos Giorgio. Giorgio's still going. Is Jack Dreyer thought about the shot? Freddie Monker's going to have a go. And once more, Paul Halsey will surely say, when you're taking a shot, don't lean backwards. Highest one so far into the trees. Here comes Matt Walsh for Ramaya Mills, who's done his bit up front. Big target man for big target man, so it's not going to change things at all. I think he's had a decent enough game for me, first time we've seen him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's had a couple of chances. He's impressed us well. He looks like he's got a good turn of pace, and as you can hear, he's getting a good reception from this Ware crowd, most of who are seeing him for the first time as well.
Handshakes and pat on the back from the coaching team as Whitehall restarts from the goal away to our left. Up goes Dan Rumans. Big header, Liam Dawson beaten to it by Griffiths. David Soter let it bounce and rather gave it away to Backo George here. Backo George tries to go round one. Soter's back on level terms with him. Fred Monker's there as well, and Soter puts it out in the end for a throw-in, taken quickly to Erin Amu. Erin Amu plays the ball to his left for Black. Black for Rio de Silva, who slips, and Black has to go and retrieve it. Tries to find Cameron on the far side, can't do it, and Ware have themselves a throw-in. 7 minutes to go before the break, before the end of the game rather, here at Watson Park. Ware lead by 2-0. A brace from Liam Dawson on an afternoon where, well, third gear in the second half. I still don't think they've hit top gear. But to be fair, against the Kempston side who've been poor, they haven't really needed to. Lewis Rose with Arul Amu behind him, and Amu gets there first, brings in Rio de Silva, who will bring in Black. Black's ball on this near side to Backo George. Backo George back for Charles Black. Charles Black, decent looking cross to the far post. Amu's coming in, and offside as Ngorgi puts the ball into the roof of the net. So another one, which Arul Amu is not very happy about. I think he was, actually. I think the assistant got it just about right. But had a few nail-biting finishes here at Watson Park. Don't fancy another one, so good job that flag went up.
Yeah, I think so. And as you say, I think the referee's assistant has got that decision right. So thankfully for the home crowd.
Yeah, it's a rare thing this season. People starting to relax with 6 minutes to go. But already in the last 10 minutes of games this season, where have been involved in 11 goals, 7 for and 4 against. Always seems to be the case, isn't it? It's still a 4E. Couldn't get it away from Cameron. Cameron's ball forwards, easy for Lewis Rose. Freddie Monker reacts well, finds David Soter on the halfway line to Mitch Harm. Here's Freddie again. Freddie for David Soter on this near side. David's ball inside for Jack Dreyer. Freddie Monker again. Jack Dreyer for Mitch Harm. Good possession football is Theo Ofori, who drifted over to the left-hand side. Theo with a run against Tashan Griffiths, who gets good tackle in. It gives Ware a throw-in down by the corner flag. Mitch Harm will no doubt fancy this, with Darian Furlong having departed. So Ware not pushing too many forward, although Dan Rumans is now being ushered forward, with Lewis Rose and David Soter back. Matt Walsh is on the edge of the area, a little bit of wrestling with Racine and the other centre-back, Uno there. And ball comes in, and in the end it's grabbed by the goalkeeper Whitehall. Looked like something could have been on for Ware. Whitehall will take his time. Joe O'Brien's turned the volume up, obviously wasn't impressed there. As ball lands with Backo George, brings it down nicely on this near side. Looking for Tashan Griffiths. Jack Dreyer gets a boot in, and Kempston will get themselves a throw in. 4 minutes to go before the break. Well, you know what's happened to our other two sides at full time here. Hartford were down, Welwyn Garden City were in front. And elsewhere at the bottom of the table, Aylesbury United were comfortably in front, and Madley were losing. So Doesn't really matter as far as Kempston are concerned, because they're going to stay at the foot of the table unless they pull off something miraculous in the next 4 minutes plus time added on for stoppages. Mitch Hahn is robbed of the ball, and here's Aaron Amu. Aaron Amu finds De Silva. Lewis Rose belts the ball against him. A long ball forward by Dan Rumans. That's turned into a beach. Here's Liam Dawson with Racine. Liam Dawson goes outside him. Dawson again pulls the ball in. Racine gets a foot in, and Ware will get themselves a throw in. Not sure if Dan Rumans meant that, but that's a candidate for bars of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic pass, wasn't it? And, I mean, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm sure he meant it.
Throw's going to be taken by Mitch Hahn. Dan Rumans, who's had enough chances inside that 18-yard box. He's going forward. Does he know he's going to prove me wrong? Turns backwards, then turns the other way. So is the commentator a dummy, and he is going into the area. As Mitch Hahn is going to take the throw in, as good as a corner, right down by the corner flag. See what they can do here. Matt Walsh, considerable bit of aerial presence in there. It's aimed towards him, but it's Racine who gets it away from the edge of the 6-yard box, only as far as Mitch. Brings in Giorgio on this near side. His ball is a poor one to a 4-y, and the ball will go out of play. They're ending rather, and the game started in a scrappy style. But 3 points is 3 points. Can only beat what's in front of you. And it's got to be said, they've fairly comfortably done that this afternoon against the Kempston Rovers side, who I'm afraid to say, if they don't make some decent recruitment, are going to struggle this season. Only one goes down, and unfortunate for the Walnut boys are in the box seat at the moment. Mitch Hahn is going to leave the throw-in to David Sota. Another solid game for the left back. And he will take the throw-in from the halfway line. David Sota's throw, look, he goes over the head of Matt Walsh in the end. Fielded by Joe O'Brien, gives it to Mitch Hahn. Mitch will take it, or is David Sota going to have another go? Well, he's going to be David Sota who's going to have another go with a throw-in. He's always been practising these. Matt Walsh and Racine have got themselves involved here. In fact, Matt is involved with both central defenders. Worth watching as the ball goes out for another throw-in to Ware. Matt Walsh puts his arms up, so what do I do? But certainly Onu and Racine are letting him know he's been in the game as the ball goes out for another throw-in to Ware. Down by the corner flag, and we enter the last minute here at Watson Park. Lewis Rose is going into the box. Matt Walsh is still being pulled about there. But throw's going to be taken by Mitch Hahn. Mitch's throw aims toward Lewis Rose. It bounces off the back of his head. Aaron Amu gets it clear, but only as far as Dan Rumans are on this near side. Will pick out Mitch Hahn. Mitch on the right foot goes, almost got himself in the area. Aaron Amu's given it away to Freddie Moncur. Freddie gives it to Liam Dawson. Unfamiliar position for him, but he does well and brings Stefanos Giorgio into play. Midway inside the Kempston half. He finds Freddie Moncur, turns backwards onto the halfway line for David Sota, and this one will go all the way back for Freddie Burbidge. Theo Fore's pulled over to this left-hand side at the moment. Matt Walsh goes up. Giorgio will pick up the scraps and does well. Good control from the fullback. Brings in Mitch Hahn, far side. Mitch has got Jack Dreyer going outside him. Here goes Jack Dreyer. Pulls a lovely cross. Racine gets in the way. Jack Dreyer puts it back in towards the goal. But Whitehall is on the end of it. Into time added on for stoppages by referee Karam, Mr. Joseph Karam, who, hasn't really covered himself in glory as far as I'm concerned. But good header by Lewis Rose. Matt Walsh is in a run there. Goalkeeper comes out though and will collect it on the edge of his 18-yard area. Goalkeeper again, right-footed downfield. Mako George will try and kick it in but can't. And the ball just goes straight and, probably the most obvious bit of coaching advice we've heard all afternoon from Richard Keel. Just shouts to his goalkeeper, the ball's got to stay on the pitch. Well, he's right. David Sota will take the throw in for Ware. Oh, down goes Matt Walsh again. He certainly put himself about in the 5 minutes or so he's been on the park. It's an air kick by Onu, and in the end it's Whitehall who this time does keep it on the park onto the head of David Soto. Mitch Hahn, who's been solid as a rock this afternoon, once more does well, and he's the kind of it's the phrase, isn't it? The Swiss Army knife of a footballer, and Mitch Hahn really fits into that, doesn't he?
He does absolutely. I mean, we've seen him fill in several different positions over the season so far, haven't we? And it's lovely for Paul to have someone so versatile.
There's Giorgio in the box, and good challenge coming in the end from Ernest Ngorge, who tracked the run of the right fullback. Otherwise, Kempston could have been in trouble. Could be in trouble still, because Ware got a corner. We've taken on the far side Theo Ofori, who it's good to see him looking fit. I mean, he's been in the wars as well since the East Hearts derby. But he's going to take the corner on that far side. Taken quickly to Mitch Hahn. Mitch with the right boot, good looking cross, but Whitehall comes out and collects it off the head of Jack Dreyer. Thumps it forward, played 2 over the top. As Giorgio puts it forward for Dreyer, who finds Freddie Moncur, who will bring in Liam Dawson. Liam Dawson looking to go outside Griffiths, comes inside onto the right foot. And then the deflection comes off the Kempston defender, and Ware will win the throw in. David Sota's down there, so you'd think he's the favourite to take it. Sota, in fact, no, he's going to leave it to Mitch Hahn. Mitch is going to throw one towards Matt Walsh in the box, who's got his 2 friends with him. Ono and Racine. Throw's going to come in here to Matt Walsh, who comes short. Controls the ball down and gets a shove from Tashan Griffiths, and that's enough to put him off his mark and give Kempston the throw in. 3 over the top played by our referee. A little bit of treatment. 1 goal in this half and a flurry of substitutes. So I guess the added on time at the moment is just about right. Mitch Hahn comes away with a ball, picking up Moo's pocket, finds David Soter, and the ball had actually gone out of play on this near side. Difficult to choose an appearance where, I'll stick to the fact I think Ware have only hit 3rd gear, but hard to look, I guess, beyond the man that's scored the 2 goals as man of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's had them 2 chances, he's taken them both really well. I mean, as you say, Stefanos Giorgio, I think he's really impressed us. I think he's performed really well, but I don't really think you can look past Liam.
So Liam Dawson will add another 90 minutes live Man of the Match Awards, the one that I think he might well be getting on Instagram a little bit later. We'll wait and see when the vote comes in. Giorgio, who's in the running, as Simon said, finds Jack Dreyer. Dreyer's beaten to it by Erin Amu, who I think has worked as hard as anybody in a Kempston shirt. Is Ernest Ngorge, balls it across the box, and that is a brilliant challenge by David Soter as Errol Amu. And the highlights coming up, and here's Theo Ofori. Super turn. Theo Ofori still going. He's got to use the ball though. In the end, he puts it back to Freddie Moncur, and Kempston have got players behind the ball. As Theo fires it in, it's Freddie Moncur. Freddie's shots over the top of the crossbar, and in the end, it was all a little bit laboured. And Theo, for some reason, seemed to pull the brakes on.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he had that chance. Absolutely fantastic turn to create that chance, and he's running away down there. But all of a sudden, I think he thought otherwise. He thought he was going to try and put the ball across, and as you say, put the brakes on, and the chance ended.
Game's getting stretched here. Tashan Griffiths coming, puts the ball across the Ware box. Lewis Rose gets it clear to Mitch Hahn. Didn't have much in front of him, and so has to delay his progress on the ball and win a free kick. That's the experience of a player who's played a number of games in non-league football that he has. And Ware will have themselves a free kick as the referee looks at his watch, and he realises he's played 6 over the top if he does. But Dan Romans leaves it to Fred Burbage. Surely this will be the last chance for Ware to add to their 2-goal tally. 2 wins in a row and 2 clean sheets in a row. That's going to be one that's going to search us all, I think, for the record books a little bit as far as the clean sheets are concerned. I remember last time they kept 2 clean sheets in a row. As Theo Ofori, well, may speak too soon here. Chip ball forward, but here's Fred Burbidge who heads it out from the edge of his area. Referee looks at his watch. But if he wants to borrow mine, if he's stopped, as Theo Ofori produces another good turn. And this time the referee gives a free kick where he's let those go for the majority of the afternoon. But crowd wanting Liam Dalton to get just one more chance to wrap up the hat-trick. But it's Lewis Rose who is going to play it to Stefanos Georgiou on that far side. Georgiou does well, runs inside Garin. Here's Georgiou still going. Oh! Great block by Racine, and the ball stumps into the back of the net by Jack Dreyer. Georgiou's run set it all up. It ricocheted around like a pinball, and Jack Dreyer scores his 5th of the season in 7 minutes of added on time. Put a little bit of icing on the cake as Ware now lead 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, a great little run from Georgiou. Yeah, he's absolutely steamed into the box, taken that chance, and Jack Dreyer on the score sheet. I mean, you know, we all know that Paul likes the goals to come from all over the pitch, and 5 goals so far this season for Jack is a fantastic return.
He has that ability, doesn't he, where you lose him and then suddenly he'll pop up at the right place at the right time. Yeah, and that's a real ability to have.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's not really got involved too much, in this game, has he? He's been missing a lot of the game, but all of a sudden, all you need is that one chance and take it, and that's what he's done.
2 from Liam Dalton, 1 from Jack Dreyer, and that's going to be the end of it here at Watson Park. Comfortable as you like, as Ware have beaten the bottom club Kempston Rovers by 3-0.
Yeah, great 3 points from Ware, and very easy as well. Kempston, as we've said, they've not really troubled Ware so far today, and I think that's probably the easiest clean sheet that Fred Burbidge will have this season.
Well, he certainly didn't have much to do, did he? That's for sure. At the other end, they would have hoped to have created more opportunities. And I still think if you win and you still don't get out of third gear, then things could be looking good. And certainly looking good defensively. I mean, they weren't challenged defensively, but I won't worry about that. That's 2 clean sheets in a row. That's 2 victories in a row. And you certainly feel that the spectre of that 7-1 at Bedford is disappearing a little bit over the horizon as far as Ware are concerned. In fact, towards the end of the season, all things are strange in non-league football. They could look back on that, actually, as being a night which sent this squad forward, because the addition of Stefanos Georgiou and Ramaya Mills certainly seemed to have moulded them more into a team. You've got players like young Jack Dreyer, who's got used to the system, Mitch Hahn, who's been everywhere, David Soter, who was very solid at the back again, and suddenly you've got Paul Hall's team looking as if they could certainly be there or thereabouts. It's possibly going to be a chase for a playoff place again, because somebody's got to stop Bedford. And that's going to be interesting if anybody does that. Team closest to them are Kings Langley, and they're playing them on Tuesday night, so that will be an interesting game to keep an eye on. I hopefully will keep you on top of what's happening there when I'm at Barton with Hertford. In just a few minutes, Simon will let us know the scores around and about how Welwyn Garden City and Hertford have got on this afternoon. I can tell you, as far as Ware are concerned, that's played 7, 13 points and a goal difference of +3, which is relatively handy for Kempston. Well, if you are still listening from Bedfordshire, time to hide behind the sofa, I'm afraid, because the Walnut Boys have now played 8. They've got 2 points and they've got a goal difference of -19. So a lot of work for Richard Keel to do. Unfortunate for him. Always unfortunate when the boss is sacked. Someone has to take over, and all credit to him for putting his head above the parapet and saying, well, I'll give it a go. But it really is a job on. We've seen Adley, who we weren't impressed by. I'm even less impressed by Kempston. So that tells its own tale just a little bit, I think. What you got, Simon?
Yeah, well, I've got the some final results and some still playing. So Aylesbury United, they were 2-0 up on AFC Dunstable at half-time. It's finished 2-1 to Aylesbury United. Stockfold have added an extra couple of goals against Barton Rovers, and that has finished 3-0 to Stockfold. It's Cirencester 2, Hertford Town 1. That is still going at the moment, and Saludine with the goal for Hertford. Welling Garden City, they're still 1 up on Tame United, and Brad Watkins was with that goal, and that also is into injury time. The game between Waltham Abbey and Hadley. Waltham Abbey were 2-0 up at half time. Hadley have performed a fantastic second half turnaround, and they have won 3-2. Into the FA Trophy third qualifying round. Biggleswade are unfortunately out. They have gone down 2-1 to Harbour Town after that was 0-0 at half time. Belmill St Michael's, they have been defeated 3-0 by Leighton Town, and the game between Basingstoke and Kidlington, no goals in the second half, and that remained 3-0 to Basingstoke, who go through to the next round.
Well, it's certainly not done Kempston any favours at the bottom of the table, if my maths is correct. All up boys in 19th, played 8, 2 points, minus 19 goal difference. And they then have to look 4 points up to the next teams, because Hadley there and Aylesbury United have both now got 6 points from 7 games. And Wellington City, Brad Watkins has had a good week because he scored the winner. Wellington City played 8, 7 points. Cirencester have scored a third against Hertford, so that means that they will complete the victory and do themselves a favour there. And so top of the table as far as I read it, with the top 5, not sure below the top 5, we're going to be there or thereabouts. Not sure about Stockfold because I haven't got them on my table, but Bedford of course top, didn't play today, 6 played, 18 points. Kings Langley second, didn't play, 7 played, 15, 2 meet on Tuesday night. Northley 7 played, 15. And they actually will now drop into 4th place. The Cirencester will go 3rd, played 9, 16 points. And the 5th place team, as far as I can make it, will still be Waltham Abbey. But they're now level on points with Ware, got a superior goal difference. Both teams have played 7, really sets up nice next Saturday nicely. Ware go to Cirencester, Cirencester are 3rd. They're both on 13 points for Ware, 16 for Cirencester, but Ware have 2 games in hand, so performance there sets things up very nicely for Paul Halsey.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's going to be obviously a long trip for them for next week, but as you say, sets things up nicely, and I'm sure 2 clean sheets and 2 wins in the last 7-8 days. Then Paul Halsey will be pleased for that, and they'll go into their full of confidence.
Back in action they are on Tuesday night when they go to Harpenden and the Hart Senior Cup. We wish them well there. I think there's going to be a fair amount of squad rotation in action. As for me, I will be at Barton Rovers watching Hertford Town. Hope you join me then, 7:40 live on Tuesday evening, and next Saturday. Really looking forward to being at the Bexhurst for Welling Garden City. Won today against Hertford, who were beaten by Cirencester in the A414 derby. Simon will be back with me then. Thanks to him as always. Thanks to you for listening to us here on 90 Minutes Live in association with Easy Shelf. Thoughts of Paul Halsey to come. They'll be on the post-match thread tomorrow, as will commentary highlights and of course the YouTube. Can't keep us at bay, can you? We're everywhere. Thanks a lot for listening. Leave you with a full-time score here. Ware 3, Kempston Rovers 0. Enjoy your evening.